Hey everybody, I'm at my newest listing at 29276 Bullskin Ridge in Oak Run, and I am here with Robin, who has helped build out this amazing property. It's a 154-acre ranch, and there's something that's super unique about this property that I've never even heard of in my 18-year career, and it is a land patent. Can you tell us about that and what that is?
Yeah, no, I'd be happy to. So the land patents were originally granted by the U.S. government to people that were traveling out west and, traveling across the country, but they were able to be granted 160-acre parcels, I believe, at a time. I could be wrong on that. It could have been 300.
When they homesteaded, right?
Right. And so all they had to do was go and homestead, claim an area, and then they were granted the land patent. And the land patents were given to whoever it was. And the idea was that they would be held in perpetuity for their descendants and that they could work the land. And the way that they set up was really unique. They weren't designed to have taxes on the land and all of these different things. So Ron Gibson, he's really the one that's kind of pioneered the process of helping people get back to the original land patent on the land, because as I found out along the way, the warranty deeds and the grant deeds and stuff are actually not the original title. The government is holding the original title. The warranty deeds and the grant deeds are actually just like a renter certificate. And so the bringing it back to the land patent and creating your chain of title to the original land patent and then perfecting it in the buyer's name or whoever does the land patent process secures all of the original rights of the original land patent. So you actually are able to reclaim a lot of the original rights that people no longer have, but they're not aware of it.
And it's because we have so much regulation now, government oversight and everything on the land we actually own now. This would free them from that, correct? So
it really gives you the rights to the original title. It's also called a alloidial title to the land, which brings you back to sort of being a king on your land, able to make the decisions and stuff, because the only reason that there is so much regulation, or that there's allowed to be so much regulation now, is because people don't actually own their land. When they have a warranty deed or a grant deed, they actually don't technically own, in a legal sense, their land.
And that's what I found so interesting about this.
The government owns it, so
yeah,
they can regulate whatever they want.
Yeah, so
on their land.
There's a lot more to this, and just to try to keep it simple, because anybody interested, they can, we can go down this road and they can learn about it and everything. But some of the high level things I just want to point out in closing. You said no taxes. Tell us real briefly about that.
The original land patents, they weren't set up to, have the land, quote unquote, owned by the government and taxed and regulated. And so that's not a part of the original land patent. And so when you go through the land patent process and you perfect your land patent, you can then file it with the county, let the county know, and you do have to go through some processes and stuff to let everybody know that you are, no longer required to file taxes. And it is a process, but yes, that.
And where are you at in that process on this piece?
I have done most of it. I still have a couple more filings to do, but I'm just about complete. So.
Okay. And then in terms of government regulation, permits, what you want to build, what you want to do with your land, tell us about the freedom piece there.
You don't need those. It would be technically outside of state and federal jurisdiction once you get your land patent, because it's under the original Republic of the United States of America. This is going into a lot of other information, but the state and the Fed, it's functioning currently as a corporation, not the original Republic. And so it actually, in a legal sense, the state of California is not the same thing as California state. Those are two different entities.
Wow.
Those are two different entities. When you're waking up to, and receiving this information and looking at all of research and everything, you kind of realize at one point, like, oh, there's actually two layers to this. And so this is bringing it back to the original layer where, people had a significant amount of more rights, because now we are functioning as 14th Amendment citizens, so we don't have actually the same rights that we originally had.
Well, this is amazing. So much information about this. I appreciate you walking us through some of this. in brief detail. I'm sure there's
There's a lot
tons
more.
and tons,
There's a lot
yeah.
more, and I was like, okay, don't open up into these other areas.
Right,
And
right.
There's a lot of information. It's all for people to find if you want to read through laws and USC codes and CFR codes and history and all kinds of stuff. It's there to find for people to find. But in essence, we were at one point sort of duped into thinking that we needed all of these certificates and things in place that were actually slipping us underneath a new kind of law.
And we're paying for it now.
And we're paying for it now. I'm just one of many millions that is coming across this information. I mean, this is definitely out there. People are being aware because I think our system as it has been set up is struggling, and it was a little bit of a house of cards, and so
Right.
people are wanting to ask those questions of why don't I have rights to build on my property, or why am I underneath so much red tape? Like,
So much.
What's happening here? The other thing of paying taxes on your property and stuff is that you're in a contract agreement, and this is going into contract law, but you are paying for the government to administer your property. You're paying them administration fees. And did you agree to pay them administration fees? Do you want them to administer your property? And so you can say, well, no, actually, I don't want them to administer my property. I'm capable of administering my property. I'm capable of being a good person, a good man or woman, and doing a great job in taking care of the land and making just and moral decisions and stuff. And I'm going to go back to the original land patent that's underneath the Republic and
Take back the freedom.
take back some of the freedoms that have been lost unknowingly. I mean, people just don't know what freedoms that they actually currently don't have. And I think that that's a big part of the issue.
Well, thank you so much for this. Appreciate it. It's all good information. Ask us for more. Robin's been caretaking this property and living here. She knows it in and out. She would love to have someone continue and hear about her vision and what she was trying to build here and working on. And we'd love to talk to you further about it.